guys, this is the White Show with the Opposite Force Parkour. Today we're going to tackle knee pain relief and prevention. Okay, now this is a question that came up from, is in response to our wrist flexibility video. Our buddy Manny Garcia-Lessie asked about knee pain relief. He said that the wrist flexibility and wrist stretching video was going to help him, but what he was really working on was knee pain relief. So we're going to talk about knee pain relief and prevention real quick. So first we're going to understand why we have knee pain. One of them might be OA, the one we don't want to talk about, osteoarthritis in the knee, which can start as early as like 25 or 26 years old, and it's not going to like inhibit you from exercising or doing parkour or whatever you want to do in your life, but you need to know how to manage it. And managing osteoarthritis is mainly going to be most effective. Your management abilities are going to be most effective if you're stretching the knee and strengthening the muscles around the knee. Also, it might come from overuse or overtraining, which sound like the same thing, but they're not. Overuse could be, runners have knee pain from running too often. So that's overuse. You use your knees too much, you start getting a little pain, a little crackling in them. As we age, you bend down and you hear a little popping on the inside. It's actually not bad. That's just gas on the inside popping. You actually want that to happen. You don't want a gas buildup or fluid buildup. You don't want that. We want to ensure that we have proper flexibility in our knees so that we don't blow our knees out. That's a term people use a lot. Of blew my knee out when I was younger. So we don't create chronic injuries or chronic inflammation on the inside of the knee. That would be awful. Things like that. And also overtraining. Now, overtraining can actually be attempting to strengthen the knee and the muscles around the knee with all the connections with ligaments and tendons and whatnot, and then working it too hard and causing inflammation or causing tendinitis. Okay, you don't want that either. So let's talk about how not to do those things. First, we're going to talk about preventing, relieving knee pain. Okay, so this is going to work with relieving knee pain by loosening the muscles around the knee, because first we must loosen, then we strengthen. So we're going to do a different video on strengthening the knee. First, we're going to loosen the knee. So I'm going to roll my pants leg up, and I'm going to show you the first thing that you're going to do, and that's going to be loosening the knee in general. Okay, now let's loosen the knee. I'm going to pop my shoe off here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this towel. This is all you're going to need is your body, the floor, and the towel. We're going to spend this entire video on the floor. You're going to put the towel around the ball of your foot, okay, and you're going to put your legs straight out, and you're just going to roll your heel up toward you. And then you're going to push out. Don't take the heel off the ground, okay? What this is going to do is it's going to start stretching that knee. It's going to start getting some movement in the joint, and that's what you want, okay? This is slow, concentrated movement where my arms are fighting against the strength of my leg as I'm pulling up. And it's creating some resistance, but also some movement in the knee. You can do that for a while, whatever feels comfortable for you. You can actually try and pull the foot up higher, get more of a bend into the knee. Okay, then we're going to put our knee down. Now we're going to move our kneecap or the patella. Okay, that's this little guy right here. Alright? Now if we tighten up everything, tighten up the calf, tighten up the hamstrings, tighten up the quads, because those are the three muscles that control the knee front and back, the underside and the top, okay? Now your patella is connected throughout here with ligaments, okay? So you loosen the leg first, alright? Patting the leg is a good way to loosen it up. So let's loosen up our leg, okay? Do not pull through the quad. It'll pull the kneecap up. You won't be able to move it, okay? And then we're just going to move that kneecap around a little bit, okay? It'll move. Don't worry. It might bounce. You don't want to be like that guy from Mr. Deeds. He like pulled his kneecap all the way out and it like snapped back. Okay, so move the kneecap around. You might feel some grinding in there. That's just because maybe you haven't been working it enough, okay? Loosen that up, get some movement inside the knee so that we can do the rest that we want to do. Okay. After that, you're going to have the knee nice and loosened up, the legs loosened and ready to go, so you can relieve that pain on the inside by releasing all the muscles that are actually tightening up and binding that knee from having its full range of motion or flexibility. Okay, now let's do 3 really quick, simple exercises with this towel. It's all you're going to need is a towel, or you can use a resistance band or belt to get this knee worked, okay? We're going to put the towel on our foot, and we're going to lift. Okay, this is a good stretch for the calf. Okay, this is what you're trying to stretch, is the calf. You're trying to get the calf to release. You want some relief in the calf so that it stops putting tension on your knee. You want to hold this for about 30 seconds, like most of our stretches that we're going to do. Make sure you're getting the heel off the ground. That's the whole purpose, of getting the heel off the ground so that the calf stretches. Pull your foot back, but don't hurt yourself. Pull back pretty well, okay, till you feel a stretch under here. Now the hamstrings, move up a little bit. What I want you to do here is I want you to just grasp right under the knee and like maybe your calf, and you're going to lean forward, okay? Now remember that if you start to curl the back where you're trying to get your head to your knee, that's no longer a hamstring exercise, okay? At that point, you're going to be pulling very heavily on the iliopsoas, mainly on the psoas on the inside, that runs from the spinal erectors down through the pelvis and into the inside, okay, right here. You don't want that. What you want is to stretch the hamstring. You can also stretch the hamstrings in other ways. There are so many stretches for the hamstring. We're going to have an entire video on stretches for the hamstring. Nobody should have tight hamstrings, but it seems like everybody does. And that really just comes from people sitting all day in the office, sitting in the car, 2 hours to work, then you sit 6 hours at work, then you go on lunch, and you usually go somewhere and sit down for 30 minutes, then you go back to work and you sit for another 2.5 hours, and you get in your car and you go home and you sit, then you sit down for dinner, then you sit on the couch and you watch reruns of Family Guy all afternoon. And that puts a lot of stress on the lower back, and it pulls the hamstrings, tighten the hamstrings. Okay, hamstrings are one of the reasons people think they have lower back pain, chronic lower back pain, and sometimes it can be from tight hamstrings. So diagnosing what muscle is actually tight whenever you're having lower back pain is really important. So anyway, lean forward, make sure the back stays straight as possible, and you're going to feel that through the hamstring. Okay? Once you get to a good comfortable position where you actually feel the hamstring pulling, you're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Okay? Now we're going to do something real interesting. You're going to lay on your belly, you're going to put the towel under your foot, and this is going to stretch the quad. The big old 4 muscles on the top of the thigh that are awesome, all right? And if you really want to hit the quads, you want to strengthen them up, wall sits are great. Wall sits are great for strengthening the quad, and that'll also relieve and prevent some of your knee pain. Or we're going to talk about strengthening on another video. I want you to get that towel under your foot, around your ankle. You're going to lay on your belly, and you're going to pull that leg up with the towel with both hands until you feel a good stretch through the top. Okay, if you don't know what you're feeling for, take some time with it until you know what stretching the quad feels like. A lot of people don't even know what it feels like to stretch particular muscles. You have people that are trying to stretch the freaking hamstring, they're doing a poor stretch, and they're actually getting a stretch in like their calf or their lower back or something, okay? So know what stretching the knowing what stretching the quad feels like is important. Okay, so that's your quad stretch. That's how you're going to get a good stretch through your quad. That's another one you hold 30, 45 seconds. Now I'm filthy. I lay down on the ground. Now I'm absolutely filthy. But those are going to be the best stretches pretty much for making sure that you're getting a good stretch through the calf, hamstring, and quad. And make sure that you loosen up the knee. Get some heat on the inside of it, and that'll help to relieve some of your knee problems. And that's about it. That's all you should have to do. When it comes down to strengthening the muscles, that's a whole different story, and we're going to deal with that later. So anyway, Make sure that you're relieving your knee pain, okay? Loosen up everything that controls the knee, and you will find that you have much healthier knees. If you have fluid on the knee or chronic inflammation, then it's time to go to the doctor, because I can't really help you with those. But this is Dwight Shelp of the Opposite Force Parkour. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe. If you're having any other issues with stretching, strengthening, mobility with any of your joints, please leave that down in the comments or hit me up on Facebook or Messenger and let me know what the problem is, and I'll see if we can help you out. Later.